Yes.
I'm an IRL gathering session.
Alright. Ah, here we go. Okay, we are ready to rock and roll. Okay. Wait, can you see this?
Did you do this?
April. Scoot. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Alright. Okay, so what I want to show you is how I.
Would never. I haven't had any issues with the time scale. I feigned death and missed her actually. This no DSI you're looking at?
Okay, so let's dive into how I have my Asana board set up. And if you read the blog post or watched the Facebook Live, I went over 7 different things that really help me work from home. And rather than setting a routine that's scheduled by the clock, I really follow my priorities throughout the day. And that way, it's a little more fluid and it works with me. It works how I'm wired rather than having a set time every single day. I do, however, make sure that I separate not only my to-do list, but my actual priority list. And that is how I structure my day. So with that, there are daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks. And then because I do work from home, I'm able to tie in both my work and my personal to-do. And this is how I blend them together. Dad, Mom's doing some recording. I'm being such a good boy.
What's that one?
And Mom's doing some recordings. And I'm being a good boy.
You got little feetsies up the.
Oh, he's super cute. So, if we look at Asana, this is how I use my to-do list electronically. Now, sometimes when I'm really stuck in a rut, I have popsicle sticks, right? And they physically help me to pick up and move from the to-do to the done. But that is only when I'm really kind of stuck in a rut. I have them. It's tactical and it helps just kind of reset that schedule. Otherwise, I either like to write it down, but rather than duplicating over and over and over writing it down, I have it here electronically. So I have it synced to my phone, I have it here on my computer. And as you can see, April is not yet filled out. So you'll see at the end how it looks. But few different things about Asana. You can either look at it by the list, by a board, or by the calendar. So depending on what I'm doing and how I'm setting it up, once it's set up, I love my tasks on the calendar. However, to set it up, I actually set it up on the board, and I'll show you how and why. And then as far as the list, it's actually a good recap to kind of see, well, how did I do throughout the month, right? Did I actually go through and you can see kind of as I'm working throughout the month. So the list is actually a good recap in that sense. So let's just skip on to the board. And what you can see here, whoops, is I have my different templates. So why don't I go through each one and then we'll actually start to assign them to April. So let's do daily. We'll start here. Every day I want to do some sort of personal development. I have personal chores I need to do. I'm always following up with people that I need to follow up with. I'm networking, nurturing people that I already have in my pipeline, people in my network. Then I try, not great at it, but I try to do some sort of exercise, get outside, take a break of some sort, right? It may not be a set routine. Like I mentioned, I'm not much of a routine person, but I do make sure that I break every day. I make sure that I get outside. I need to eat. And even if it's not a set meal plan, I can at least set aside and know what is it that we're going to have for dinner, or make a grocery list, set some time aside, right? Make sure that I'm working on clients and or projects, and then make sure that that's all kind of here, ready to go. So how I have that broken down, yes, the timing is somewhat of a wish list. So to say, I do like to have it when I schedule out the next day, I can really adjust accordingly. But I don't beat myself up if I'm a few minutes or even completely different from one day to the next. So every day, however, number one is I make sure that I at least have 3 priorities. 3 priorities in my business. What do I want done for that day? That is something that I think about, that I want to make sure that is non-negotiable. That is my will do. Those 3 things must get done. Then the next couple of things happen. It's just a matter of when do they happen and who's doing it and how is it going to get done. So when it comes to nurturing and engaging with my network, you can see that these are items that happen, but they may or may not necessarily happen every single day. For instance, I may not have a new lead inquiry every single day, but it's a daily task that I at least need to make sure that I'm acknowledging. So making sure that I'm networking, making introductions, working with strategy partners, communicating with my network. I'm engaging on the platforms. I'm showing up, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, right? My YouTube. CRM tasks. Tasks that are in my contact relationship management system. Again, this is not something that necessarily happens every day. It happens when it needs to happen on a daily basis. So, my people in my pipeline, who do I need to follow up with? What do they need? How am I communicating with them? Like I mentioned, new leads may not happen every day, but I at least need to acknowledge that those new leads are not waiting an entire week. Vendors, strategic partners, nurturing my network, sending those intros, cleaning up my email, any email responses or messages on Facebook and LinkedIn. Those all happen every day.
Hold on. What are we doing with this pipe?
Next, I want to make sure that I'm working on projects, whether it's internal or external projects. And right now, there's a big emphasis on my internal projects because events are pretty much at a complete halt. All of my in-person events have been postponed, if not 6 months, of an entire year. So that's giving me a lot of time to focus on my internal projects, but also helping people in my masterclass to work on their projects. So these are specific questions or working on that internal content, but also helping my subscribers and people in that masterclass make sure that I'm acknowledging and answering any of those questions. Every day at 3 o'clock, I break. This is my schedule that is the only thing that's really set in stone by the clock, unless I have appointments scheduled, right? So every day at 3 o'clock,
Should you be max
because
range from this mythic?
every day at 3 o'clock, because my husband gets home right around 3 o'clock every day, and that gives me an opportunity to take my recess, to kind of break for the day. And then I have some of these other chores, right? So in my blog post, or if you watch the Facebook Live, that I mentioned in the morning, I do set some time aside, 15-20 minutes, just to a simple task, a simple chore. I don't do a deep clean by any means, but in the morning, it allows me to kind of wake up. It's mindless, whether it's make the bed or put away dishes or do the bathrooms, whatever it may be. Come 3 o'clock, I'm able to get some of those chores done, cook dinner with my husband. As he comes home, say hello. It just gives that mental break. So, not that I'm necessarily doing all of these things exactly at 3 o'clock, but I can check off what needs to be done or allocate and prioritize for the day. Then, as he comes home, same thing here, exercise and meal plan. Exercise may not be a set routine, or I'm getting better. I used to be very good at practicing yoga or some sort of routine and trying to get maybe back into a routine exercise. But as long as I break, get outside, play with my dog, do something that's mindful, right? And then to cook and meal plan, again, most days we do enjoy either cooking together or having that time together, but meal planning for us is not portion control, putting them into Tupperware. I get very bored of the same meal over and over. So for me, it's more so what needs to go on the grocery list. Are we going to do a HelloFresh the next week? Just being mindful and take that time. Also, the quality time and chores. This is a perfect time, middle of the day, to get any sort of errands or phone calls that need to be done, such as to my bank or to pay bills, to make sure that our budget and that everything is aligned. It's great because it's middle of the day, the banks are still open, or if I need to run out to the store, I can do that. Right now, we cannot because we're in quarantine, and I could serve jail time if I am just going out and about, other than essential errands. Yes, I can still go to the store. Yes, I can still get certain things done, but I can't just go out and about because I want to. Normally typically when things are okay, that's the perfect time to give myself a break, get out for an hour, even if that means going to the store or going to pick up dog food. Right now it is a little limited as far as where we can and cannot go, but that is the time that during the day it feels good to get out before rush hour, anything of that sort. I like to take that afternoon time. And then come 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we don't have children. So for me, what that may look like is, well, what do I do for fun? Or I jump back on and continue to work on content creation, on projects, things that maybe didn't get done in the rush of things. They weren't necessarily the top priority, but they're still on my wish list. They're still things that I want to get done, but they weren't necessarily top priority for that day. I enjoy what I do. I do like to get back on, and more times than not, I'm doing something in some way or another, but at the same time, I give myself that okay to watch Netflix or to, again, go out with friends when things aren't so crazy, but that allows me to work on the wish list items because all the priority items have gotten done. Just like going to work, we have those set times, but I'm not as concerned about the time on the clock as I am making sure that those priorities get done. So these times may change throughout the week. But again, I do always make sure 3 o'clock. That's just important to me, is how I do it. But for instance, I may shift that 12 to 2:30 because if I have an online event or if I'm speaking on a podcast and that's scheduled for 1:30, then yeah, I'm going to shift those around. I just want to make sure that I acknowledge those things. So that's the day to day. Those sort of things I at least acknowledge every day. Then what happens is we have our weekly. So what weekly looks like, this is my personal, and you'll see how it integrates together as you follow. Weekly to do, these are going to be things like actually going grocery shopping, and I do an organized, make sure that things are backed up. I have these hard drives because I just want to make sure, especially for work, which is also on my work list, but anything important or just to stay organized, I can do that each week and kind of file things as needed. Bathrooms, deep clean of bathrooms. I normally vacuum more than once a week, but I at least make sure that it's on my weekly. Certain areas I may vacuum. I really don't do daily, to be honest. Probably every other day, certain areas I do, but it's still on the weekly because it's not necessarily that daily must get done every single day. Again, it's my husband and myself. We have a dog, but it's just not something that I do every single day. Clean the refrigerator. Again, that meal plan is more so on the weekly level of, well, what do we need at the store? Or am I traveling that maybe I should order some HelloFresh so it's easier on my husband. He will cook, he will smoke his, we have meat or whatever it may be, but it just helps to kind of prioritize. And then organize the mail, any paperwork, budgets, things of that sort, the things that are not as fun, and clean out the microwave. Then every week I have some business things to do. So update my QuickBooks and Toggle. Toggle is timestamps for my team. So I typically have a rotation of 1 to 2 interns, and then I have a VA, then I have myself. So that's a matter of making sure that they're on track, making sure that their time is allocated for, that I am paying them on time, and that my QuickBooks is up to date every single week. Even if I pay my team every other week, it just kind of depends on what we have arranged. I want to make sure that we're on track. Then I map out, once I have this mapped out for April, you'll see it's a lot easier for me to just jump in and then high level plan out what I have for the upcoming week. Any sort of updates for my website is a good time for me to just revisit what's working, what's not working, update landing pages, update the content, and really just revisit the website. Any sort of blogs that may need to be up, again, I can delegate that out, but at least make sure that they're up and live. I am making sure that every week I am engaging on LinkedIn. That is my main platform of choice, and I'm a part of what's called an engagement pod. And this is where a group of people get into a pod. It's typically in a messenger, and people share their different posts throughout the week. Now, a couple things you can do, but I want to make sure that I'm engaging with those posts, not just posting. So it's really, really important to leverage your brand and get your own messaging out and get your own content out, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're engaging with other posts. And then the file backup, as I mentioned, right? So I have a few of these depending. I have one for personal, I have one for business, and then I have a really big one for just backup. So I kind of do that to make sure that every week I'm on track. So those are the weekly. And then the monthly is just, again, making sure that the bills and the budget are aligned. Now, if I'm doing it each week, it makes it easier to reconcile every month. Baseboards, windows, mopping. These are kind of those deep clean. Sometimes I do it more than not, but at least make sure that they're getting done. Again, I have a dog, and for instance, his favorite spot, if the door is not open, I'm pointing as if you can see it, but there is a door that goes immediately to the backyard, and his nose just gets all over the window. So yeah, that one I make sure that I do a few times a month. But the windows, making sure that, again, I'm not doing every single window, I promise you. I might do that, for spring cleaning or something, but these are just my main windows, and making sure that, like, for instance, in the bedroom, I want to make sure that the window seals are clean with the baseboards. That's just, I work better when things are cleaner, but I'm not perfect by any means. So those are my monthly, and then because of my weekly tasks and my daily tasks, that really keeps me up to date with my monthly business stuff. So all of those are incorporated. So that is the what to do and how to, keep track of the what to do and how I separate it. So how I actually move it from this into the calendar, that's for phase 2. So if you're not familiar with Asana, this is not meant to be a tutorial about Asana itself, but I am going to show you how I use Asana. So you probably could use other platforms or other project management. I personally just like Asana. So what I've already started before the video was that I have my template here, and you can see that I have one for today. So now I just need to update 01/2020. That is today's date. You can see it's due for today, and what's cool is I can set it to repeat. So that way, when it's done, 04/02, the only thing that I'll have to change, you'll see, repeats daily because it's daily, that when I complete it, here I'll do another one. I like to actually do this for the week out, so you'll see. Watch. Mark is complete. Asana likes to give you little unicorns and yay, accomplishments. So you can see what just happened was, now what I do when I'm preparing for the week or preparing for the month, I just click that so that it duplicates it, streamlines it. It's going to copy all of those, and then I just unmark it, right? So now you can see that, which one's the duplicate? This one, right? So now I can just change the day and the day, right? And then we have that. Now I go a step further. Wait, this is the template. I don't want the template. Oh, duh, I can just remove the word template. Then what I've done, because I like colors, is I have my daily under daily work, and then I have, well, today is Wednesday. And tomorrow, let's remove template. I can add the tag Thursday. And then this one is add tag for Friday. Okay? So now what we can start to see happening is, look how nice. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, these are my daily. So every day I can come in and it's duplicated, but for that day. Okay? Now what I do for my weekly, same thing. I duplicated the template, so I always have
Oh, yeah?
the template. That way, each week or each month, I can go in. I think I'm just going to do the whole month of April just because I'm here anyway. I like to set my work week starting
Hard to breathe.
on Mondays, which means it ends on the Sunday. So, the week of, I'm going to do week of the 30th, right?
It's
Because it starts on Monday, it's going to end on the 5th. It's due by the 5th, but it's week of
critical person.
done. And this one repeats on Sundays instead of daily.
Yep.
So now that I have it all set up, then I have it set up as weekly, right? And then I can do mark as complete. It's going to copy
Oh, yeah, that's a trick.
for Sunday, which means
Fucking blue scanner IPA.
boom. Now I can go here, and this is week of the 5th. So this is going to be next week. Oh, 5. See? And then mark as complete. Wait for it to duplicate. Just takes a moment. Did it duplicate? Oh, darn. Hold on. I didn't duplicate it. Why didn't that do that for me? So set to repeat. I want it to repeat weekly on Sunday. Done. There's my little birdie. I don't know why that turned that off, but well, that's weird. So now, oh, it did work. I'm just gonna delete one. See that there? I don't know what happened. That was strange. So then this is just 12 done. Then let's do the next one. So it's already set up to repeat. Complete. So see, it looks like it could be a little confusing, right? Because it's the week of this, but it's due on the 19th. So then this one, it already is set for the 26th. So it begins on the 20th. See that? Okay. And then, is that the last week in April? Yes. Yes. Okay. So the week of this is done. So let's go back and do week. Done. So let's do for weekly. Let's do this one. Okay. So this same thing. It is going to be due on the 5th. We are going to set to repeat every week on Sundays. Mark as complete. Now the other way you can do it, you can always just say duplicate task, and it gives you some options, but right. So that's the template, and this created for the 12th. So I'm going to put it right here. Bum, 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 bum. Personal chores. Admin. Oh, I need one for this week though. So here, I'll show you. So that's going to be week of 03 2020. And here you can decide what stays. Oh, whoops. And then weekly personal.
Seeing the boss?
Oh, I'm gonna move that all the way down. That's just extra. That's just extra. So then what happens is I'm going to have all of these aligned.
Taxes you can miss.
Weekly to do.
Because he probably grew the focus on a little bit more this time.
So you can see
Probably the first. I don't know if it is.
personal and then this, and then personal and then this.
We just have to make sure, three of us have to make sure that dies.
Okay. And then let's do. This one is due on Sunday. Sunday, 12th, the 12th. Oh, let me remove template. I don't like that. There, week of.
We're going to do this too.
Okay. And then that's due there. I'm going to say mark as complete. And that's going to duplicate it. For the next, so then I just need to change the date, week of the 13th, right? Oh, oops, this should be 13. Ah, stay there. So that's there, then I can mark as complete. It's going, it's not gonna duplicate.
Well,
Hold on.
he's got like a shield wall when it's melee, so.
Yep. And then we have 19. And there we have it. And then the 20th. Okay. So now what we're looking at is, again, it looks confusing here, but now when I get into my calendar, I have my day and then my week, right? My week. And that's when they're due. So now I can come back here and the other, I probably should have just done this one first, but I can just duplicate because this one is easy. April.
So, sometimes it gets
Create task. There it is. Move it here. And then this is really going to be due at the end of the month. So you can see how I like to have it set up is the month, and then we're going to put the week personal and the week admin. Okay, that way they're lined up. We have the month, we have the week personal, week admin, and then I start to do the days. So then come next week, now you can choose if you want to do it on the weekends or not. I do not. So then now I can, again, you can do it a few different ways.
Oh.
So now that I have my Friday, I can do
for grains.
my Friday. Let's do it this way. That's a Friday. This is going to repeat on Thursdays because it's a Thursday. And then I still need to do Monday, Tuesday. So I'll do that.
Looks like you're doing it without.
Oh, this is Wednesday.
I don't have any
Oops.
charts.
Ah,
You're doing heroic, that's cool. Some of them. I don't know.
done.
Some,
Okay. So now,
Shadow labs? Regular shadow labs? I can't either.
let me create a Monday, Tuesday for next week.
Summon back? Is there-
Alexa, what is Monday's date?
Monday's date is Monday, March 30th, 2020.
Alexa, what is next Monday's date?
April 6th is the 96th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. 269 days remain until the end of the year.
Week. Okay, so see how that starts there. But then that's going to be due there. And now I can set to repeat. If I do weekly by Monday, then when I complete that, it's going to complete. It's going to give me another Monday.
You guys could spread out a little bit more. There's space to the right of food. The left of food.
Monday.
So that when this thing hits
Okay.
you, you don't chain lightning.
So now, let me do one for Tuesday because I didn't have a Tuesday for this week. So duplicate task. And this is going to be the 7th.
There's still more space to the side of the black.
There it is here. It's not a Monday, it is a Tuesday. And it's due here. And then the last thing set to repeat weekly on Tuesday. Cool. Okay, so now this is Wednesday, and if done right, if I do mark as complete, it's going to give me one for next Wednesday. Oh, hold on. Set to repeat. Weekly. Done. So okay. All right, so now this is for next week on Wednesday. And then I can do that is going to give me one for next week, the following week. All right, so now I can bring this down here. Here, this one's the 15th. Okay. Right there. So now let's do Wednesday. Okay, that's Friday. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now I need my Thursday.
Pocket shit out of around here. Anybody not gonna have pull downs for this next phase? Yeah. I'll rapid fire 'em, but it's not great if I just don't have fun to display.
And then Marcus done.
I mean, Mythic taunts the spark, I'll hit it with an NT if it. I can put my pet on it as well. That's what I do.
Oh, did I not have this one? There it is. And the 10th. Okay. And then 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now let's do Marcus complete. Marcus complete. So now this is the 13th. Bring that down. Let's grab our 14.
Oh, right.
13. Let's do our daily 8.
My gloves.
Marcus complete. Weekly on Tuesdays, so it's gonna give me the 14th. Right there.
Imagine if you were like a healing priest or something that would know this close here. Yeah.
Oops. Right there. And look, this is what it's starting to do. Now this does take time, but again, the time now that I'm putting in, one, I can have a VA do this pretty easily. There may be an easier way, but I sometimes just find it therapeutic in a sense. So this is how I'm wired. So some people may say, oh my gosh, I just want to use my calendar. Okay, great. Print out your to-do list every single day or don't. This is what helps me stay on track. So I like this part of it. And then go back to my board. And then, okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, I have my 4, my 6, my 7, my 8, my 9, my 10. Where's my, yep, that's a Monday. 2, 3, okay. You can see they follow the colors of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green. So I know pretty quickly that I need my green. And I need this blue, well, if you want to call it a blue. Okay, so that's this. I need to switch to the 16th. Then this one to the 17th. Okay, so that week is done. Ta-da! I have one more week, so I can do this super quick. Mark is done, Mark is done, Mark is done, Mark is done, Mark is done. And then what's gonna happen is I have my 2 Monday, bring that down. Then I have my uncheck that, uncheck that. On my April 21st, right here, bring it down. And then I have my uncheck that, my 22nd. Whoop. Bring that down. Almost done. Uncheck that, my 23rd. Bring that down. Then I have my 24. 24. And bring that down. Yes.
The one's right below.
And then let's see.
Yeah, it says T5.
26. Okay. Week of. Da-da-da.
Yeah, but I need a table as well. Check the race out.
Oh, I need to have this one here. Alright, so let's do this. Check that.
More. Those three. Oh, I see. It's the same one here. Yeah.
And this is going to be May 3rd. So even though it's due on the 3rd, it's still the. Here we go. Oh, wait. I think it's the 26th. Yes. 27th.
I'll be down 2 p.m. every time though.
That goes there.
I would do Mac or Shadow Max.
Okay, and then let's do this one more time. So now that I have the week, there's only 1 month, and then there's 2 weeklies, and then I need to copy the week. Okay, so it's set for repeat for Monday, that's Tuesday, that's Wednesday, that's Thursday, that's Friday. Okay, and then by that time it should be completed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Switch to the 27th.
If I save you from like almost honor.
Oops. Where'd I go? 27th, good. Let's undo that. The 28th. Uncheck that. This is the 29th. Uncheck that. And this is the 30th.
My computer's almost broke with DWL last week.
Uncheck that.
I got claps in August.
And this is May 1st. which I will move to May once I get there, but for now I'm just keeping it in April. So let's pull down our Monday. Let's pull down our Tuesday, our Wednesday, our Thursday, and our Friday. And boom. We have our days. So every day I can come in and I'm ready to rock and roll. I can come in here, make sure it's ready to go for my Monday through Friday. And then each week I want to make sure that these things are staying on top of them. And then on the 30th, the last day, I want to make sure that those are being accounted for. And there you have it. There's April. Your daily, weekly, and the monthly. So again, that looked like it takes a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it really doesn't take me all that long. It took more just as I was explaining it and going through. But also I can delegate this to someone that within an hour, so within an hour's time, I can stay on track for the entire month. I can get on here. Now, yes, I do have my calendar here for appointments, but this gets really cluttered with appointments that I have set, phone calls that I have, and places that I need to be, things of that sort. And these are really driven towards appointments rather than this is my overall everything. So if I have something that I need to schedule out, for instance, I know tomorrow I have a 1 o'clock call, but I need to be on at, I'm going to say 12:45. Call, actually it's a Facebook Live collaboration with Tracy. Illustrated Designs. I also know already that I have a 12 o'clock call with Pedro. I have that from here. So rather than going back and forth, what I can do is I've accepted, send, and then here, boom. Now as I'm working through my day, I'm just way more efficient. This works for me. It's how I map out the month. It's how I stay on track throughout the month. Things don't always get done quite as planned always, but at least they're here. So now that it's created, now if I wanted to work by the list, I could. It is in the board, you can. But for me, I just every day when I come in and I open up my Asana, oops, let's log in. I don't know why it locked me out. Every day when I come in and boom, it is set to this display. So you can see different projects are set to different layouts. So this is my schedule. I can actually keep this Asana board open as a calendar on one desktop, and then I work on my other desktop. And there I have it. So now what I need to do for tonight, because I really wanted to do this video, whether people watch it or not, that's okay. I can now prioritize what I need to get done and what needs to happen throughout the day. And then do my Friday. And then I can start planning out what I already know is going to be on my schedule for next week. What my priorities are, what I need to be focusing on. So there you have it. And then every day, again, you have both that at home and the work combined. So again, it seems like a lot to get it set up. But again, that was a lot of explanation. And now that I have it, I can really work the entire month effectively. So even if it takes 1 hour, even if it took 1 hour, one, I enjoy it. It works for me. But that 1 hour up front is going to save hours and hours and hours. I guarantee hours throughout the month. So there you have it. And I'm going to keep this as just raw footage, and may be able to pull out some snippets and clips, but hopefully this was helpful for some people, and maybe I will create this as a printable item if people may like that. So anyway, that's how I do it. I'm going to go ahead and start plugging away for my priorities. And let's see. I don't know if this stream, if I need to wait